What do you think about DEI policies, say in academia and companies? So the movement as it has evolved, where's that on the balance? Is that how far is it pushing towards equality of outcome versus equality of opportunity?
Okay, so now we're getting into social issues, right? So this is where we all rip each other apart, and then the people at the top laugh their ass off at us and go, we got them fighting over trans issues. They're killing each other. It's hilarious. And they're so busy, they don't realize we're running the place, right? Okay, but let's engage. Some people will look at DEI and go, well, that just gives me an opportunity, just like anyone else. I love DEI. Another person will look at it and go, no, that says that you should be picked above me, and I hate DEI, right? So the reality of DEI is a little bit more complicated. And so, but you got to go back. So first, did we need affirmative action in the 1960s? Definitely. Why? All the firefighter jobs in South Carolina, as an example, are going to white guys. All the longshoreman jobs in New York, LA, wherever you have it, are all going to white guys because that's how the system was. Yes, also in the North, right? And so we now are in a civil rights era. We decide we're going to go towards equality. Minorities, in that case, mainly Black Americans, had to find a way to break in. I'm not trying to, like, if you're a longshoreman and it's a good job, you naturally want to pass it on to your son. I get your instinct. I don't hate you for it, right? But we got to let Black kids also have a shot at it, right? So you need it in the beginning. But at a certain point, you have to phase it out. So when I was growing up, it's now in the late 80s, early 90s, I hated affirmative action. And I've been principled on it from day one. And to this day, I'm not in favor of affirmative action. I say it on the show all the time. Why? I'm a minority. Being a Turk, I grew up Muslim. I'm an atheist now, but generally speaking, a Muslim is certainly a minority in America, and pretty much a hated one overall. But I didn't check off Muslim or Turkish or any ethnicity when I applied to college because I believe in a meritocracy, as we were talking about. But we don't really have a meritocracy now. And so I can come back to that. But right now, so I didn't check it off because I didn't want an unfair advantage because I want to earn it. I want to earn it. So now I'm in law school and I'm hanging out with right-wingers because at that point I'm a Republican. And one of the guys says to me about one of our, a Black student going to Columbia, he says, oh, I wonder how he got in here. God, that is the problem with affirmative action. It devalues the accomplishments of every minority in the country. You have to transition away from it. If you don't, it sets up a caste system, and that caste system is lethal to democracy. So does DEI go too far in some instances? Yes. But is it a boogeyman that's going to take all the white jobs and make them black, as Trump would say, black jobs, right? And give minorities too much power, et cetera? No, the idea isn't to rob you and to give all the opportunity to minorities. The idea is to make it equal. But as the pendulum swings, did it swing too far in some directions? Yes. So the left can't acknowledge that, and the right can't acknowledge that. Of course, at some point, you got to give a chance for others to break in so they have a fair chance.
By the way, Michelle Obama had a good line about the black jobs in the DNC speech.
Great line.
Where somebody should tell Trump that the presidency might be just one of those black jobs. Anyway, but why do you think the left doesn't acknowledge when DI gets ridiculous, which it in certain places and in certain places at a large scale has gotten ridiculous?
Because people are taught to just be in the tribe they're in and to believe it 100%. Like, I've gotten kicked out of every tribe. I might be the most attacked man in internet history, partly because we've been around forever, and partly because I disagree with every part of the political spectrum because I believe in independent thought. And the minute you vary a little bit, people go nuts. And so the far left tribe is going to go with their preset ideology, just like the far right tribe is. So, for example, on trans issues, we've protected trans people for over 20 years in the Young Turks. We fought for equality for trans people and for all LGBTQ people for 2 decades. We did it way before anyone else did. when Biden came out in favor of gay marriage in 2013, we're like, this is comically late. So like we're all supposed to like congratulate him in the year 2013 that he thinks gay people should have the same rights as straight people. And then he had to push Obama to get there, right? So on the other hand, I'm like, guys, if you allow trans women to go into professional sports, not at the high school level, but professional sports, but let's say they go into MMA or boxing, and a trans woman, I mean, it happens in boxing, it happens in MMA, punches a biological woman so hard that she kills her, right? So you're going to set back trans rights 50 years. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. You have to do bounds of reason. So when I say simple things like that, and I say you give LeBron James every hormone blocker on planet Earth, he's still going to dominate the WNBA. Okay. It would be comical. He might score 100 points a night. Okay. And they'll say, oh, that's outrageous. And some have called me Nazi for saying that trans women or that professional leagues should make their own decisions on whether they allow trans women in or not. So why do they say that? Because they're so besieged, they think we cannot give an inch. We cannot give any ground. If you give any ground, you're a Nazi. Okay. So we've got to get out of that mindset. You can't function in a democracy and be in an extreme position and expect the rest of the country to go towards your extreme position.